Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jack Woods, also known as Woods Media. Today we're going to go through 5 essentials when it comes to filmmaking. Disclaimer alert, they're not actually essential. Well, some of them may be, but I just kind of had a good think about, what do I personally use quite a lot when it comes to shoots. So for the likes of, music videos, short films, or even just content creation. So we'll go through all 5 of them today, and hopefully you pick up something that you think might be interesting that you can use for your next shoot. So starting with number 1, tape. I know this is probably not the most interesting or exciting, but I cannot tell you how often I use tape when it comes to shoots. As you can see here, my primary color, of course, is using the black gaffer tape, and then I do have green. I do also have like a hazard one, the black and yellow stripes. I can't seem to find it at the moment. So tape is handy for, a million things, of course. I'm sure we probably use tape, near enough every day. But personally, what I might use tape for when it comes to shoot is taping up certain things, whether that be, of course, like curtains, black sheets, white sheets, reflectors, or they can be a natural grid. So what I mean by that is if you, for example, put up like a tube light and you want to control the spill of that tube light, what I will commonly do is, of course, once you've got your tube light in place, if you're, say, for example, getting spill on the ceiling and you want it more just sort of pointed down and direct it, you can just get yourself a line of tape and put it across the top edge of it. And what that will do then, of course, is allow the light to just naturally fall down rather than just sort of blast around the whole place. So it acts like as a natural sort of grid, or at least, allows you to control the light. So yeah, comes in handy. So number 2, a black sheet. I know not the most exciting either, but a wise man once told me that a great cinematographer controls the light. If you know who I'm talking about, probably comment down below. But yeah, so this of course just comes in handy when it comes to, like I said, controlling the light. So there's multiple ways you can do it. You can just tape it up, you can use the Velcro sheets that come with it, or most commonly what I'll do is get a C-stand and just have like the wee sort of boom arm sticking out, and you just drape it over, and then you don't need to worry about it. You can clamp it down and just make sure it's secure. So why would you need to necessarily use this? Well, if there's any areas on the location that you're shooting in have like maybe say windows that you want to block out and just, again, control the light so that that's not coming in and ruining your artificial light setup. So it also helps with creating contrast. So as you can see here, I naturally have a wee bit of a shadow because I've got my light at a 45-degree angle. But if I just bring this black sheet in, it should hopefully, of course, give a wee bit more darkness, a wee bit more contrast, and bring in those shadows a wee bit more. So yeah, definitely bring these with me on every shoot. Item number 3 then is a small rig. This is like the double ball head or something, I think it's called. So it's made by Small Rig. The reason I use these is because whenever it comes to shoots, I'm constantly using tube lights, and these wee bad boys just open up quite massively as well and can allow you to just fit in any tube light, tighten it up, and then you can essentially attach it to most things, if not everything, with the other end. Again, what I'll commonly do is, because C-stands are primarily used for obviously like big massive sort of key lights and things like that, but sometimes they come in handy with like tube lights. So as I mentioned on my previous video, I had one of my wee RGB lights just highlighting like the back of my head. If you didn't watch that video, go back, check it out. So what I done was I used my C-stand, brought it all the way up, brought the boom arm out, and then I used this to clamp onto, and then of course just clamped my RGB light below that, and it just held it so nicely. Very secure, don't need to worry about it falling off or anything like that. Really handy. I also have another version, which is, I think it's like the Magic Arm by Small Rig as well. Just comes in really handy when you need to maybe like sort of attach a light to this side and then clamp it to somewhere else. Especially for like maybe wee smaller lights, it's easier to get them sort of up tucked away so that you can't see them, but it might give you a nice wee sort of splash of color, or of course can act like a hair light. What you could also use these for is what I'll be using it for more often, because I don't do enough behind the scenes, but what I do is I attach this side here, I think it's like the 1/4-inch screw, into my camera cage, and then I'll replace this head with a iPhone holder, and then it will allow me to record behind the scenes. So you'll be able to see my camera setup and how I record on the job. So hopefully you're seeing the wee clip now of me using it, which I need to do more of, by the way. So pester me in the comments, say, look, we want to see more behind the scenes, because I am just terrible for getting anything behind the scenes. Item number 4 then is this. So this here is a mini smoke machine. It's by Lenzo, I believe. Lenzo's fog machine, you know, smoke mini. Obviously I have a bigger smoke machine for like bigger locations, you know, music videos I'll tend to use those on. But this comes in really handy, you know, especially if it's like a smaller room and you don't want to blast a big massive smoke machine. This just allows you to have that wee bit more, you know, atmosphere and allow the lights to look a wee bit more prettier, of course. So yeah, really handy, handheld, USB-C charge, and again, it just allows you to have that more sort of atmospheric, and it just really softens highlights and things like that. So yeah, I use this quite a lot now. I'll primarily use my wee handheld one when it comes to just like content creation. You know, if I'm doing a video in my living room or something like that, or in the studio, I don't need to have my big massive smoke machine blasting away because it'll just choke me out. But this comes in really handy. It's really powerful, and all for the size of it, it surprisingly will fill, you know, a large room, which is good. So yeah, highly recommend this. And my last item then, you're gonna think they're sponsoring the video, but a small rig, 10 watt sort of spotlight almost. Now this, I'll not necessarily use on big projects, just purely because it's only 10 watt. It's not the brightest in the world, but for content creation, I'll heavily use this, especially when it comes to, you know, product photography. I tend to use this for a lot more sort of like spotlight looks, or even just to give the background a wee bit more texture. So what is this? So like I said, it's essentially a spotlight, but the unique thing about it is it comes with this like wee hood, and you get like all these little cutouts, which allow you to then like choose the design or create like a unique background with a wee bit of texture. So what I mean is, at the moment I've got this wee sort of pattern on, and as you can see behind me, it just gives you a nice sort of pattern to help break up the background instead of having a plain background. And literally as I'm recording this, I realized I should have probably had it on, to be fair. But again, as I mentioned, I heavily use this when it comes to product photography, because you can put on like wee tiny spotlight ones, and you can put on like fake windows and things like that. So yeah, it's a real fantastic wee tool. Even if you don't want to use any sort of the unique designs that come with it, you can certainly just have it maybe as your hair light. So if you just had it like sort of pointing behind you, just to give you that wee bit of separation from the background. Or you can do like fun wee unique video ideas. It's a cool wee, you know, sort of gadget. I don't use it probably as often as I should, just because I am sort of on bigger projects these days, but it's still so fun to play around. So yeah, definitely recommend it. It also comes in like different colors, so white, red, like a yellowy kind of color, and then blue. So yeah, very cool. So yeah, thank you very much for watching today. I hope you really enjoyed it. Hopefully you found something somewhat interesting today or unique, or thought, right, that looks pretty cool, I might get that and give it a go on my next shoot. And if you did, please let me know, drop a wee comment. I'm sure you get all these adverts because I do all the time on TikTok. So if you're into like filmmaking tools or gear, cameras, lights, whatever it may be, then I'm sure you all have either this or just been recommended. That's things that I just personally use. If you have any recommendations or tools that you might use on your shoots, please let me know. I'd love to hear them, and I might do a wee video, you know, trying them out and things like that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and sticking around to the end. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Take care.